Right, guys, welcome back to Daily Blue Weekly. My name's Gabe. My name's Gabe. My name is Gabe. I forgot my name. And I'm joined by the caller co-host extraordinaire, Brad Bish.
What up, boys?
How are you, mate?
Mate, fucking fantastic. I love that you just butchered your name there for a second.
Yeah, I think I joined Brad and Gabe. But yeah, Blue's still in Vegas. So I'm joined by my good mate, Bradley.
Mate, we'll rip in. I won't be, I'm not as good as Blue, not as good to look at. My yarns aren't as good. So, listeners, if you want to tune out now, now's the chance.
I don't know if that's true, man. Oh, let's crack this tin.
Oh,
Dude.
yes, let's get into these tinnies.
Sipping some Bolter Easy Hazy. This is one of my favourite drops.
Is it? I haven't had it in a very long time. But Bolter, they rarely miss, do they?
Yeah, nah. Hazy's my go, eh?
Yeah, like I said, I think I've gone through phases with like so many different craft beers where I'm like, yep, all about the hazies. Then they all start tasting the same. And now I've just kind of reverted back to just lagers. So
you're on the lagers.
Back on the lagers pretty much.
That was pretty much, I was like, I'm not getting a lager. Brad will hate a lager.
No, like summer staples, I reckon, are good lagers.
Yep.
And then as the weather starts to get a little bit like this, cold, rainy outside, give me a stout, son.
Is that like Guinness and shit?
Yeah, Guinness. Yep. Cooper's Best Extra Stout is like one of my winter staples.
I'm going to have a Guinness this year. Like I've never tucked into a Guinness. Last year I heard everyone getting into their work over the winter. I think that's my goal for this year.
They're not bad. Like it's very funny because a lot of people used to hate on them. And then like when I was growing up, it's like, oh, you've just got to try one in Ireland.
Yeah.
Fucking mate, I'm not going the other side of the world for a beer. Like, I love drinking, but not that much. And so like me and a few friends, like they were always kind of a little staple for us. But then the whole splitting the G was brilliant marketing.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Really clever. And then like there was pubs over in the UK that was like selling out of kegs of Guinness. And then
that only popped off like last year, right? The splitting the G, or have you been seeing it for a while?
No, the splitting the G was definitely recent.
Fucking oath. Yeah.
And then they what they started doing is Guinness was like limiting how many people could get like Guinness kegs. And then people were going to other pubs, stealing Guinness so they had more Guinness than other pubs.
Fuck, yeah, where? I didn't know that, eh?
Yeah, it was like the north of England's version of like the Asahi Bowl war. Where places are getting firebombed. You fucked your name up and it just reminded me, have you ever had a good, solid name fuck up when you place an order somewhere?
Or like someone say my name wrong.
Yeah.
Mate, or not like that, and it happened the other day too, or at work all the time. Hey, my name's Gabe. Oh, Dave. No, Gabe. Gab? Gabe. Like, I'm like, fucking, am I taking crazy pills, cunt? It's not that hard to say.
It's not a real tongue twister, is it?
I have to pronounce it so hard because I know someone's just going to go, gay. I'm like, no, Gabe. But yeah, what about you?
I got a doozy the other day. So I was in Port Macquarie and getting some Indian for dinner, and it was a work expense. So I've got to get like, the tax invoice and shit like that.
Yeah.
The lady goes, what's your name? And I said, Brad. And she goes, can you spell that for me? And I went, sure can.
Was that her accent?
Yeah, she sounded exactly like that. How do you spell it, mate? She goes, can you spell it for me? So I'm like, yep, BRAD. Ask for the tax invoice, get the tax invoice, and it says, for customer, drag.
What?
And I was like, fuck, I've had Chads many times.
Chads.
Yeah, but drag. And I was like,
that's a shocker.
I was like, how fitting for a closet dweller like me to get called drag.
That does remind me, but I had a job on the weekend. And that exact thing happened where I said my name and it was this couple. I had to clean their windows for them. And I was like, oh, this is going to be fine, whatever. They seem like a nice enough couple. And I ended up getting into like a hostile interaction with this homeowner, which I'm not one to do, really. I was cleaning these fucking windows. He comes out and he goes, Gab. I'm like, fuck me. Yeah, can you come in here and have a look at this? I'm like, yeah, mate. And he had carpet like this. Just kind of plain creamy carpet. And there was a little mark on it. And he's like, what's this? I'm like, I've been out the front, mate. Like, what the fuck do you want me to, what do you, what, I didn't say at first. I was like, oh, I've been out the front. What are you talking about? He's like, oh, this stain here. We had the carpets cleaned and since she's got here, there's a stain. And I was already sus on this bloke that he was going to be a bit of a prick. Like when we rocked up to the job, he was already like trying to chuck another job on. It's like, oh, you're going to wash this down for me too? I was like, no, mate, we're here to clean the windows. He goes, oh, mate, that's your responsibility. I said, mate, explain to me how I've made a mess in here. He went, I've been cleaning the windows outside and I've taken my shoes off when I've walked in. And he's like, oh, I don't care about your bullshit, rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, fuck off, mate. Just walked out, wasn't having a bar of it. But yeah, that was an experience that I had to put up with at
Dude,
work.
if I were you, I would have just showed him highlights from last year's Rumble.
The
if I don't
body
get the
royale.
job done, you'll have a big angry redhead in here who can swing.
It was bittersweet, bro. Like I liked, after the fact, I was like, I'm glad I stood my ground on that. But in the moment, I was like, what a fucking flog.
Oh, man, you get plenty of them. And they're in every industry. And one of the best, like, ways that I've seen someone deal with it one time was this bloke was going off at him and he goes, hey, mate, can I ask you a question? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, if me and you were in a pub, would you talk to me like this? And it's not saying that you'll knock him out. But there's a heavy insinuation that, brother, if we were in a pub having a few schooners and you bird up at me like this, the result would be very different. Like, don't let a logo on my shirt fool you into thinking that you can talk to me like this.
The implication is great in that. I like that a lot. I just, like you said, they think they have because they're the customer, they think they have this power over you or whatever in that situation. He's like, oh, you better clean it up or I'll call rah, rah, rah. He said like the wrong name of someone who works in my joint anyway. I said, call him. I don't even know who the fuck that is, mate.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who you're talking about.
And the funniest thing is like, you think I give a fuck about my job? Like, do you think like when we were doing careers day and high school, do you reckon that I was like, fuck being a fireman or a police officer or
I want to clean an Indian guy's windows.
That's what I want to do. Yeah, Indian. There you go. And Indians always watch you do the job. Like any boys that are tradies who listen to this pod who have done work on an Indian's house, they watch you like a hawk. And I said to my Indian mate, I'm like, what the fuck is up with it? And he's just like, dude, Indians rip everyone off, so they assume that you're going to get ripped off. So he's like, that's why my people watch you work. And I was like, brother, I was building a pergola. Like, what am I going to steal from this guy?
Look, I didn't know. I wasn't going to exactly say that, but I'm glad you said it.
Yeah, mate. Look, that's why I can come on infrequently.
Yeah,
and just, say some unhinged shit.
I was the way we rocked up to the job, and he's like, I'm like, we clean windows. He's like, oh yeah, and do this. I'm like, you're already trying to put extra shit on that was not my job.
Yeah. And
then when this thing came to the carpet, and I'm like, I don't even think we did that. I really don't think we did that. You're just trying to fucking get me and put some power over me, and it was such a weird interaction.
Yeah,
bro.
I can't.
And I started late that day, and because I'd left that job, I fucking finished early. I was at work for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because that prick, I'm getting paid fuck all this week.
Yeah, motherfuckers. Dude, I saw something interesting on the way out here, and I need to get your opinion because I want to know: am I the weird one, or is there a general like disgust that the public has?
I'm excited for this.
People walking on the street, miles from the beach, no shoes on.
Yeah, bro, it's fucked.
Me, I fucking hate it. And I saw like he's clearly mentally ill. This bloke just wheeling a suitcase around, no shoes on, nowhere near a beach. And then coming down Beaumont Street, should be no surprises that I saw a homeless gentleman with no shoes on there.
Beaumont, no.
But like in the middle of an IGA or a Woolworths or something, and you're like, brother, how did you wake up, put all your clothes on,
yourself?
Yeah, and then you look at your feet and go, nah, fuck it, I just won't do that.
Not even thongs, not even slides. It's sickening.
It's disgusting.
Bro, there's a guy who does it at the front of my house and pushes a pram up and down the road. Like he has a kid, but I'm like, why don't you have shoes on?
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. Like, what are you, a hobbit, dude? You know what I mean? And like in Hamilton, the chances of stepping on broken glass or a needle or something, I know that sounds pussy, but like, I just don't understand how people at the end of the day look at a black foot and just be like, oh, look at the soles of my feet and just are not disgusted in themselves.
Yeah. Now,
I can't stand it.
Now, here's where it might be you and I think. We're not born or raised on the coast.
No.
So that's where I'm like, is it a coasties cool with it? I think coasties might be cool with the barefoot, but like I'm with you. They're nowhere near the beach. Like if you're on fucking Merriweather on the beach there, go for it. I'm not going to judge you.
Yeah, I think for me, there's a radius of how close you are to the beach where you can have no shoes, and it doesn't.
Okay, less.
Yeah, it's got to look. I'd say like maybe like 2.5 Ks from the beach. If you're at like the Merriweather, fucking getting a smoothie or an acai bowl or something. Yeah,
dogs
sweet.
out.
Play on.
Yeah.
But fuck, mate, you're in the middle of the city just walking around with no shoes on.
Yeah.
You're a fucking degenerate.
Sitting down at the front of the IG. Yeah. It's fucked. It is fucked in the head.
Does my head in, mate.
I see. I'm glad you brought it up because I see that guy at the front. I've been meaning to bring it to the pod for ages. I don't get why he's barefooting a fucking pram.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's like there is that hippie movement of earthing, going and doing some earthing, but you can't earth on concrete, brother.
Well, I don't fuck with earthing ever since like Freddie Fittler tried to do it with our Origin team with New South Wales, and then we just like lost heaps.
I thought it worked that first time, but right?
Well, maybe it did, but I just remember a lot of torture and Freddie just wanting to do a bunch of earthing and shit.
Yeah.
And so I've got a negative connotation to it.
I think Freddie low-key smokes bulk weed.
Low key, bro. 100% he does.
Well, like, because I noticed this a while ago, and I said it to someone. I go, I reckon Freddie smokes a bunch of hooch, and he was like, "No way, man. He's a professional athlete, ex-athlete, whatever." And I was like, "That's never stopped anyone." And I go, if you ever watch Channel 9's coverage, which is very few and far between, there was a stretch there of Joey always asking Freddie, "How's the grass down there, Freddie?" And they'd had this little like laughing moment between them, and you can tell that
Now, is that a hooch reference or is that a grounding reference?
Yeah, he'll be like, "You're down in Wollongong, Freddie. How's the hooch down there?" I mean, how's the grass?
Actually, no, I think he said hooch.
He's like, "No, I meant cooch grass."
Coochie.
Yeah, fucking just speaking of some degenerates, mate, I did a gig in Bankstown. Or Chipping Norton, sorry, I should say. So Western Sydney got offered to do this gig. So went down there Friday, and it's just some of those humans that we're talking about were on full display.
But they had TNs on.
No, yeah.
They were wearing shoes.
Yeah.
And they were way too nice compared to the rest of their outfit.
It's like, how do you have a $290 pair of shoes on, but you're begging me for money? What's going on? So I've pulled up at this road. I wish I could remember the road. But it's fucking long, bumper to bumper traffic. And there's this meth head he's cleaning like the car windows, just walking up and down.
Shit, yeah.
His jaw was like so far over that like the bottom left of his jaw sat on like under his right nostril. Like his jaw was just hanging out on this weird angle. Had like, what's that show where the guy has the real funny glasses? It's like a Canadian show.
We're talking
Trailer
a
Park
cartoon.
Boys, I think it is.
Yeah.
He's got like the weird fucking glasses.
Big ass glasses, yeah.
It makes his eyes look heaps googly. This is what this guy looked like. And he's walking along and he's washing like car windows, but he'd just go aggressively up and just start washing the car window.
I hate that.
Before getting the nod.
Yeah, I
and
don't
then
like that.
Bullying people.
Pressuring you.
Yeah, bullying people into giving him money. Anyway, so I wasn't looking. I was looking at my map to see where I need to go because I didn't want to be late. Anyway, fucking old mates just started washing my window, and he's got like a little bucket for like the change and shit. I've got no coin on me.
Yeah.
I look down, I've got like one of those little Aldi trolley coins. So I just get the little Aldi trolley coin, drop it in his bucket. He's like, "Thanks, mate." And I was like, "Fuck, dude." But I had to sit there for like the next 10 minutes.
Just praying
praying this motherfucker doesn't notice who stitched him up with the Aldi coin.
It's not the worst thing in the world because the homeless do like to rock around with trolleys. And you know what? Maybe Aldi, although not typically known as superior food option, could be the superior trolley option because you have to pay for the prick.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. And, you can turn that into a barbecue. He could take that to his shelter.
Dude,
you still did him a solid.
He could do anything with that. Like, if he was serious, he could jump on the side of it, pull the pole out. Now he's got an additional weapon to mug people.
And, so you're still doing good, but you're still making him work for it.
Yeah.
So, that's like... People don't really like to give the homeless money because you're like, okay, you're just going to buy drugs or alcohol. You're giving him, like you're leading the horse to water.
Yeah, it was like he could use that as a bed for the night.
Yep.
There's plenty of things that he could use this with. And if you really look at it, I don't know, Aldi, how much you charge for these coins, but I think it's at least $1. So I think
You could offer Aldi a trade. You could get $1 for that.
exactly right. Or you could give it to someone else, you know, like that someone might only have like a $5 note and they're at the trolley. They need a coin. He could toss it to them, $5, you know, a little bit closer to his next hit on meth.
Instead of a stick in a bag, now he can chuck all his belongings in the trolley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
never return it.
So I don't think you need to feel bad about that,
Okay,
bro.
well that's good. I'm glad that I got that off my chest. But yeah, it was fucking hilarious, man. Just and cause you know me from Stockton, from Newcastle in general, so many white people here.
Yes.
Like there is heaps of white people here, and when you go to Western Sydney,
When you go to Sydney, full stop.
yeah,
But Western Sydney?
Western Sydney, dude, and I'm like the whitest of white, just hanging around there. I was like, you know, like a bit nervous. I'm like, thank God I've got underground secure parking, you know. And a high rise to stay in.
I am sure that there is plenty of white people in Sydney. Of course there is. But when I went there to the Drake concert, it felt like me and my friends were the only white people there. I'm just like, that's just what it felt like.
Yeah.
Like not at the show, like the couple of days before, everywhere we walked around, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
But,
there's specific suburbs you go to, and it's just like, a certain demographic of people have just literally taken over that part.
Yeah.
On the way to the gig, me and another comic are rolling in. We see this chick walking down the side of the street, and I think she was pretty new to a meth adventure
Yeah.
because she was
Freshy.
clearly on it, but she wasn't like built like a scarecrow, you know what I mean? She didn't have the fucked hair, but like had the jaw going.
So we're thinking maybe like first 5 times, first 10 times?
Yeah, I reckon she's still got sight of the dragon that she's chasing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, just in Kmart, like baby pink bra and undies, walking again, no shoes, on the side of the road with an Aldi bag, ironically.
Yeah.
And me and my friend are just hosing ourselves. It's like, well, if you had a bingo card of Western Sydney, that would be on there.
And she was a white person?
Whitey, yeah.
That's annoying.
She was a whitey.
The only other white person there's just a chunky
dude, I was
pink
like,
bra and undies.
What are we doing here? And dude, it was so funny. Like all we really needed was to complete the trip was just just two people fucking in the middle of a roundabout.
Yeah.
And it would have been Western Sydney bingo, I reckon. But heaps of lebos at the gig, which was sick.
Yeah. So you did a show there.
Yeah, did a gig there. There's a comedian you should check out, a guy called Chris Safi.
Chris Safi.
Yeah, check him out on Instagram, guys. Fucking hilarious. And he's only been doing it like a year and he's really good. And I'm
Oh, that's great.
"Fuck, hectic. How did
But
you do
annoying.
this?"
But
Yeah, like great, super happy for him, but it's like, brother, slow down a bit. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? But yeah, like so I think he had a little bit to do with this place. You go in, dude. The Lebanese hospitality is something to behold. Like,
A1.
oh man, unreal. Like walk in, the Lebo bloke comes and takes us to our seats. He's like, boys, this is where you'll be sitting. Anything you want on the house. You want food
Did
on
you
the
get hit with
house.
any brothers? Brother?
Oh yeah, there was a lot of brother getting thrown around.
Yeah.
But you can smoke shisha inside this place called the Bunker Lounge. So you just go there. They've got shishas everywhere. People are smoking ciggies inside. Like people are vaping shishas.
Yeah.
Like it was a fucking mad vibe. And I'm looking around and I just felt so white and just being like, oh, is this legal? For us to, like,
Can these guys be doing this?
yeah, will I get a fine if the police come in? Like, you know, what I mean? They have these big like exhaust fans to kind of help circulate it. But just fucking awesome, man. Like all the food's on the house, drinks, whatever
Like
you
because
want.
you're performing, they looked after you.
Yeah, they just looked after you, and then like, so he'd come and look after you. Then his wife would come and look, and then like one of the daughters of the owners double checking like you all good. It was unreal, dude. I was like, this hospitality is so elite. And after comedy,
I did not expect to feel safe around this many Lebanese people.
dude, I was joking about that for sure. Like we walked out at the same time with this mob of Lebos that I was just like crowd working.
Yeah.
And as we're going to the car, I was like, fuck, boys, I feel so safe walking out with you guys. But it was so funny, man. Just like like you've done comedy, so like you'd understand a little bit of like the adrenaline and the dopamine afterwards, that it's really hard to get to sleep afterwards.
Yeah.
So
Thinking
I was
about
like,
it all.
I was
Yeah.
fucking wired and I was up and I was awake and I was like, dude, out of love for like the Lebanese community, I'm just got to have to rub one out to Mia Khalifa. You know what I mean? Dude, It would be disrespectful if I didn't.
No, yeah, you're 100% paying your respects. It's like you're almost saluting them as a people.
Yeah.
Righto, you know, you've looked after me. I'm gonna give you a what is it? A fucking damn it, I'm fucking it up. Cum tribute? There we go. A cum tribute.
A tribute.
Yeah, a cum tribute.
A cum tribute. Yeah.
It's going straight all over my phone too. I'm not even going to try and I'm not going to go on the floor or anything.
I'm staying in a hotel room. It might go on a fucking towel. I might just alligator roll in the sheets. Like it could be one of anything.
Where did you get it off? Like, do you go floor in the hotel room? Or?
No, I'm a respectable gentleman. It was straight into some toilet paper. And then
live a little, man. It's not straight on the floor. Everyone else is at that joint.
Oh, dude, imagine some blue lights going through some of these places. Like some of the places I've stayed, especially, look like hookers that get murdered in there. You know what I mean?
I dare say there would be.
How you going with your last time I was here? You said that you were off the porn and you weren't wanking.
I'm still killing it. It has become much easier, which I didn't expect. Like now that it's happened, I think most men, definitely men at the time, have some form of porn addiction. Like I think if you can't go without it for like a week, like you have a little porn addiction. And like now that I'm at a phase where like I don't think about it anymore. Well, I very rarely think about it. But I don't know. I feel better about it.
You good?
Yeah.
Did you take my advice and do some imagination wanks?
No, because my rule for myself was no wanking. But maybe when at least the year ticks over, maybe I'll go into a little imagination wank.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, actually, to be fair, I'm having some horny dreams.
Oh, yeah.
I think my imagination is fucking taking over. I'm like, you don't have the urge to jack your shit when you're awake. But now that you're asleep, all the fucking horny energy's going straight to my brain.
Oh, the subconscious wants that nut.
It does.
Yeah.
100% it does.
We're getting it. It's weird when you have like a random nut dream about something that is just like, who the fuck was that person? Because I heard something interesting that your brain can't make up the face of someone.
So it's someone you had to have seen, at
so
least
you
in
have
passing.
To have seen, yeah. So it's like, I've seen this chick somewhere.
Yeah.
And just subconscious was like, he doesn't know, but in about 3 weeks, he's got a nut to her. I wonder where that came from.
And he's going to be pretty fucking disgusted at himself, actually.
It's like, what kind of fucking animal am I? You know, what am I, 13, having a nut dream?
Yeah, I must, fuck, man. I might be pretty close to, I'm still getting shots off.
Nice.
Thank you. But like, I must be pretty close to having a wet dream. I've never had one.
Yeah. It's, a
mate of mine reckons they're like the best thing to happen to men. Like if you have a wet dream, it's fucking sick.
Yeah, I think I probably would have had one when I was younger. I haven't had one in like
probably or have you don't remember?
No, I had one when I was younger.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
That's how you know that you're ready to creak and shoot ropes. But yeah, I tell you what I have had though. I've had a dream where this chick wanted to hook up and wanted to fuck, and I was barred up and wanted to do it, but I was like, no, I've got to miss this. Like I've got to miss this. And then you wake up and you're like, brother, that was a free shot just to get one off.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm a loyal dude in my dreams. What kind of pussy am I?
Yeah, but then you wake up like, damn, am I a bad person for dreaming about that? It's like, I didn't fucking mean to.
Yeah, dude.
And I was loyal in the dream.
Yeah, it's fucking...
Like a fucking idiot.
There's got to be some points for that, you know? At least give me an unenthusiastic wristy to tell me I'm a good boy.
But you know what the funny thing about that is? Like, oh man, I had a dream that I was going to cheat and I said no. They're like, oh, so why the fuck you dream about other bitches for? It's like, fuck. Yeah. I said no.
It's pretty funny because I often wonder, like, in those things, like, is this a chick that I've seen on Instagram or something?
Oh, so for you, it's not even someone you like vaguely know. You don't.
No, it's just it's happened like twice over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I was like, each time I woke up, I'm like, who the fuck was that guy? You know, I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
What was his name?
Yeah, the Notorious. But yeah, like, because I don't know, my algorithm's all fucked up at the moment. My friend keeps sending me George Floyd reels. And
my mate loves George Floyd reels too. He had like a robo George Floyd at one point.
Dude, I've seen like
Droid Floyd.
Yeah, I've seen George Floyd as fucking George Bush. And then
I seen him as LeBron.
Someone comes up and whispers, "Sir, there's been a second knee." And I'm like, dude, fucking stop sending me this shit.
Yeah.
The minute you're like, stop sending me this shit, he just keeps bombarding. So I tried to fuck him up, right? So I started sending him heaps of chicks in bikinis.
Oh, yeah,
Because,
right.
like, you know,
Put him in horny jail.
he goes a little bit both ways, you know what I mean? So it's like, if you're going to send me racist shit, I'm just going to send you the hottest chicks that I can find on the gram.
Yeah.
Have you seen
All
these?
pictures of your missus, obviously.
Yeah.
If she's listening.
But have you seen like these AI chicks that are on Instagram now? And,
I'm aware of their existence. I haven't seen them.
dude, it's fucked because
I find AI so fascinating.
yeah, I thought I was fucking his algorithm up, which I did. But I also fucked my algorithm up. So now if you go to my homepage, it's just all of these really hot chicks, but they're all AI.
They're not even real
Yeah.
women. Wow.
Yeah, you'll see like a hot chick with like huge knockers. And me and one of my other friends, who's a chick, but she'll like sometimes just send me like a reel of this hot chick, and she's like, "Here's a hot chick for your enjoyment." So I send her one back, and she's like, "Yeah, how's the AI with the 6 fingers on that chick?" And I was like, "Only a girl.
You didn't. Oh, yeah.
Only
exactly.
a girl would get past the tits, the face, the perfect teeth, the right amount of freckles, and
the
notice
extra
that there's an
finger.
extra finger there."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Only a
what
chick.
if she's just deformed? I'm willing to give her benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, dude, fuck, she had extra grip strength when she rips it.
This week's episode of the podcast is brought to you by our near and dear friend Phil and the team at PK Mortgages. Now, I can give this guy my seal of approval. I don't know a lot of mortgage brokers really other than Phil, but the vibe I get is Phil's different. And the only reason I've eaten with Phil, I've had meals with Phil, I've had race days with Phil. I can vouch for Phil, not only as a bloke, right, there's two kind of things I want to sell Phil to you on today. One is as a human being, like as in like someone you want to spend time with. I mean, first of all, he's a fan of this podcast. He's one of us.
So you know the kind of guy he is roughly.
You get the idea.
He's one of us.
He's not exactly like me and Gabe. He's probably a better human being than Gabe and I.
Absolutely.
I won't say he's like one of us in the sense of like, he's not a complete piece of shit like you and I.
No.
But he's
And
someone
his
like,
brain works a bit better.
he's way smarter.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Much better.
Obviously, you don't want Gabe and I sorting out your fucking finances.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a better human being than us in that sense. He's the sort of bloke you'd go for a schooner with.
Absolutely.
As I have done. I can vouch for him in that respect. But probably those things are important, but probably the most important thing is he sorted out my finances for me.
Yes.
I can give him my personal seal of approval in that he got me and my partner a home loan and got us into our first home. He
gives a shit.
He gives a shit.
Yeah.
He's not. He cares.
Yeah.
I can speak from personal experience. He cares. He gives a fuck about what he's doing.
Yep.
He's there. He's gonna help you. Well, and it's not just first home buyers. If you are looking for an investment property, business loans, you could be refinancing. You could just want a new toy, sex toy.
Yep.
But like an expensive one that you need a bridging loan for or something.
I think he could pull some strings and probably make that work for you.
I 100% know he could. I definitely know he could. He's the man. He gives a fuck, and he's just a good human being. If that sounds like something that you're after, if you're in a position where you need some money, he can be the man to get you that money in a completely legal, above board sense.
Yes.
No, definitely.
The way you said that made it feel like it wasn't. It
No, but
definitely
it is. It 100% is. It 100% is.
As far as we know.
I mean, no, it is. Gabe, how do they get in touch with this fucking legend?
You can get in touch with these legends at pkmortgages.com.au or give them a ring at 0420 660 804.
Wherever you are in this big, beautiful brown land, Phil's your man. That's it. That's all I have to say. Goodbye. Back to the podcast.
My missus recently, she is, credit to her, giving up the vapes.
Yeah.
So that's been an emotional roller coaster.
Oh,
You know, there's moments where I'm certainly on eggshells. There's like a joke I want to make, and I'm like, I'm just gonna let this one go. You know,
yeah, because they're a demon in themselves.
the vapes or the women.
Both, but
You bring them
both are
together.
a dangerous mix. The vapes are fucking hectic.
Yeah.
Like they can be terrible to get off.
Yeah. Well, you don't smoke or anything, do you? Like cigs or anything.
No, not cigs.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
But like I'll rip a vape occasionally.
But you don't know. Like, do you own a vape?
Yes.
Okay, so you do vape.
Occasionally is like every 20 minutes or so. It's on
Do
the
you want my
only,
vape in here?
only on days ending in Y.
Yeah.
You know, special treats. But yeah, they're fucked, man. Like you try to get off them
Yep.
and then like, dude, I swear there's
They
meth or
smell
something.
delicious.
There's like, you get like a fucking gurn, like my eyes like will start to water over and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
irritable as all get out.
Exactly. So that's what I'm living with right now.
Yeah.
But like, so this is the second time she's done it. First time it was like way worse. Like before we went to Bali, she was off and went on a holiday. She's like, "Well, I'm on holidays." And then you just come back with a vape addiction.
Yeah.
And but now she's off it again. She's doing really well. But I think I learned from the first time where like I'm just like, oh, like I'm with a volatile person.
Yeah.
Like I just need to be as supportive and like not controversial as possible. No silly jokes. Like said to her the other day, I'm like, oh, like that sounds like something your dad would say. And like I was in the doghouse for that. I was like, I'm sick. Like I was playing this so carefully. She got over it pretty easy, which was good. But I'm like, come on, what the fuck's wrong with that?
Gotta watch your P's and Q's when someone's on the come down.
Yeah.
Very funny. Yeah, dude. I've had friends that would try like getting like the nicotine like.
She's on
pouches.
she's on the patches.
The patches apparently work pretty good, but you just want to have like that rip. So what she might want to try out is there's these things called like fume or like healthy air or whatever. But it's essentially like the same satisfaction of like pulling a vape and you get to exhale, I don't know, something else.
Yeah.
But dude, look, they're probably deadly for you as well. They're
Anything
just like,
you inhaling, right? Yeah.
You're just fucking inhaling some essential oils or some shit.
Shit,
like,
I've been giving her something to suck, you know what I'm saying? You know what
pocket
I'm saying?
size as well, dude.
Yeah.
What's your flavor? Cheese? You know? Here's my smegma vape for you.
Yeah, no, she actually reckons her water bottles help. She's like, I've been drinking so much fucking water. She got one of those ones with like the little lid that flips up. She's like, so she's just
Like a
smacking
little
heaps
Yeti?
of water.
Like
Yeah,
a little Yeti pop top?
one of them things.
Yeah.
So that's helping her out heaps. There is something that did you get up to anything on the weekend? Really?
Yeah, so the weekend was the gig in Sydney.
Yep.
And then the Thursday night before that, some of the boys wanted to go watch Doug Stanhope.
I want to know about this guy because I saw a couple of the comedy boys like getting photos with him. I'm like, who is that?
Yeah, so probably like the best way that I could describe him, because I've listened to him on plenty of podcasts and I always thought he was funny.
Older guy.
Yeah, older dude.
Yeah.
Like I know he loves to drink. I don't know if like underground legend would be like a way to describe him, because he's very well known, but like just kind of pushes the bill a little bit. And like Joel Pearce would be a great person to ask about this, because I said to the boys, like when they were all planning to go, I was like, I don't know if I want to go, man. Like I don't watch a heap of comedy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I, should I go out? And then the more I thought about it, I was like, well, this guy's doing what I want to do full time. He's pretty much got like a legend status in terms of comedy, and he's coming to the Newcastle Comedy Club to work out. Like, why the fuck would I not go?
Man, it's so annoying how you have to talk yourself into stuff like that sometimes, isn't it? Like, sometimes your initial thought is just, oh, nah, I can't be fucked. And then you actually have to consciously be like, no, you idiot, you like this. Why? Like, telling yourself that you like shit, even though it should be so obvious that it's a good idea. You know what I mean?
I can't be fucked to do so much shit, dude.
That I like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, even the shit I like, I can't be fucked half the time.
Dude, like, I love my dog, and taking him for a walk is enjoyable, gets the body moving. But for the past 2 years, brother, I have not felt like walking him once. But like, if I don't walk him, he's a fucking maniac. So
and then once I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, it was nice. I felt good.
This
Got
is
some
fucking,
fresh
I
air.
feel so great.
Look how happy the cunt is.
And then you come back tomorrow and you're like, yo, fuck.
You want to walk again, cunt? The fuck is wrong with you? Why did I get a cattle dog? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, like the boys are like, mate, we didn't want to say you'd be a fucking idiot if you didn't come.
But you
And
will.
yeah, so he was awesome, man. And like he just got up there and he realized that a lot of his jokes that he's been formulating for the hour really kind of apply to his American market. And he's like, so we've come out here to do like 4 gigs. And
Bit of a weird thing to do, but fair enough.
I think it was also a little bit like a holiday. His mate Andy.
Do you think it's a little bit orchestrated?
I think like if you can claim a trip to America, to Australia, sorry, in Americans like winter.
Yeah.
So you come over here,
You do
get a bit
4
of
shows.
sunshine, you can claim it on tax, do some shows. So
Eat your heart out. I respect it. Yeah.
So I think, and his friend Andy, who he does his podcast with, has never been to Australia. So that was more of like, an extra incentive for him to come. But dude, he did the coolest thing. So Doug just gets up, opens the show, explains, like we're going to be talking a little bit of shit, and it was funny, and he was sitting there drinking and having fun. And he goes, "This is something that I like to do at my shows. So I've had a discussion with the club owners. There's a few local comics that are here tonight. This guy has no idea that he's about to come and perform for me. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big warm welcome for Mitch Joseph."
Yep.
One of my mates, Mitch, I was literally sitting right behind him, just was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
So he just gets to go up, open, or not open, I said, but like maybe be a
Perform.
supporting act
Yeah.
for Doug fucking Stanhope, dude.
Damn. Probably fucking what a moment for him.
Oh, he like, and
He would have gone home so fucking happy.
bro, yeah, he was just like, he was just dumbfounded that happened. And we were sitting there all having a drink afterwards, and Doug was there, and I was like, it's a pretty smart thing to do to give them no heads up. Because if Doug Stanhope
Pressure,
or someone's
yeah.
coming and they go, "Dude, by the way, you're opening for me, or you're going to be a support act on my show tonight," your whole day's gone. Like, you'd be at work thinking, "Fuck, man, I've got to support Doug Stanhope later."
You're fucking spot on.
Yeah. So then Andy, his mate, goes up, does a bit of material. They're just drunk, fucking round. Andy was a little bit stoned. Like, it was just like.
Did they have a set though? Like, were they doing jokes?
There was some bits for sure, but it was like just a loose, silly time. Like, it was just like, we're just here to fuck around and have a little bit of fun. And there was definitely jokes woven into it, but it was more like, let's just fuck around and have fun.
And the crowd liked it?
Crowd loved it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Then Andy pulls up Luke Dillon to come do a spot. He's fucking 8 beers deep in a pair of shorts and like Nike slides. Like, he had no idea that.
Yeah.
And he went up and he fucking crushed it. And like,
That's so sick.
it's just mad because it's like, fuck, there's like 2 of your boys that you'd perform with. They're both super hardworking comics. They're both like some of the fucking nicest guys you've ever met. And like the most deserving dudes to get up there and just get to fucking go have a little crush. So
I love that, bro. And especially people in that position who are like willing to give people a chance. It's something they've dreamed of, really.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who this guy is, but Luke and sorry, what was your other mate's name?
Mitch,
They've probably idolized this guy.
They certainly both, fucking like him.
Yeah, and at the very least, like the bloke, you know what I mean?
And it's just like you said, it cost him nothing to do it. It's an experience that those guys are never gonna fucking forget. And then afterwards, man, we just sat there and just got on the piss with him, and he was awesome. Like, no sense of arrogance or like entitlement, or like entitlement could be the wrong word, but like, he was not ever talking down to
Yeah, he
anyone.
wasn't putting himself on a pedestal.
No, like no sniffing of the old farts or anything like that. But was happy just to sit there and joke around with everyone. And then if people wanted advice, he'd be like, "Yeah, sweet, let's get some advice." And
but didn't force it on people. Like,
No.
when asked, he was happy to give, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way to
right.
go, 100%.
Yeah, and he was just just happy to be there, happy to have a drink, happy to talk some shit. And I was a few beers deep myself, and I remember like just talking to him. And at one point, I was like looking him in the eye. I was like, "Dude, you're talking to Doug Stanhope. Like, this is fucking out of this world." And I'm not going to pretend that I'm
Not even
the
a fan,
biggest,
really.
Like, I like him, but I'm not like, I couldn't name all his specials. I haven't watched all his specials. I had to ask the boys, like, if you're going to recommend a special for me, like, what would it be? And like, a few of my mates had like,
Put you on and,
were like, watch this one. I really like this one. So yeah, it was fucking awesome. And it was just mad to be there with like a bunch of comics. And then
it was just kind of like the comics stuck around and the crowd left.
Also, all the crowd left, and then just the comics and the club owners got to
so
hang around.
cool,
and it was
man.
like a little bit of a like lock in, just close the door, have a few beers, and
Yeah.
then when they were like, "All right, we're gonna bounce," everyone like they left, and then everyone's like, "So what the fuck, man? That was hectic as."
Fuck yeah, man.
It was fucking sick. So
Fuck, he's doing it right there at the Newey Comedy Club.
It was
such a
mad.
cool group of guys.
and I was just like, just so happy that, like you said, it was one of those things. It's like, who gives a fuck if you're not his number one fan? Like, just go out and have fun and like see what happens. Like, at very least, you get to have a beer with him and say good day. And if you want advice, you can pick his brain a little
What
bit.
was the worst thing that was going to happen? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Oh, well, you were bored. You would have been bored at home.
Yeah, the worst thing that could happen is he gets drunk and sprays me up. That probably, but it's just like, nothing I haven't said 6 inches from the mirror.
Yeah, well, and then you have a story to tell.
Yeah, exactly. Doug Stanhope now hates me. So yeah, it was sick, man. So the weekend was awesome, and then just like the little cherry on top was just having rugby league back.
Bruh.
147
Wasn't it
days,
good?
and you're like, it's fucking back, and dude, I felt sorry for you when Trelly Mitt and,
yeah.
and Cam Murray got hurt, because I was like, is there anything worse than a footy fan when you've been starved of, like, you know, success? They haven't had the best couple of years. They've been riddled with injuries. And then you see Latrell Mitchell looking as fit as ever. Cam Murray's had, like, the hand injury that he was getting over, but was certain for round one. So all you want to do is just get to round one of, like, no injuries. Please don't get injured in the trials.
And it's Latrell Mitchell.
And it's Trell Mitt.
Yeah, it was fucked. I was at work and my mate's like, you see what happened to Trell? I was like, what? Like, don't piss me off. And
Yeah, thanks for ruining my day, bro.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. Hopefully he's back fucking early. I think he's supposed to be like around 5 or 6. So, like, it's not the worst thing in the world, but still fucking sucks. Everyone's got like Rabbitohs for spoon now. Shit. I was like, we're a top 4 fucking team before we had these injuries.
Yeah. And that's just how big of an influence he is. And with hamstrings, always really tricky as well.
And the
like
whole
just
off
getting it
season,
right.
everyone's like, Trell's looking fit, man.
He looked
Trell's
unreal.
looking good, man. Every person I met, the first thing they said to me is like, you seen Latrell? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, dude, like he was looking like, like slimmer through the face, slimmer through like the midsection, just looking like fucking prime.
Yeah, there was a video of him like kicking a goal and Wayne Bennett just watching him. I'm like, I'm nearly about to jack my shit to that.
Yeah.
If I am going to, you know what
Fuck
I mean? I'll
Pornhub.
break my streak if I accidentally see that video one more
give me
time.
some Trelly Mitt highlights.
Getting watched by Wayne Bennett in Rabbitohs gear. Fuck me.
Yeah.
I watched the footy at a mate's house. We had a barbecue on Sunday just to meet his little fella. He's got a kid, mate of mine. Hadn't seen him yet, little Henry. But like, it was cool, man. A few of my mates are starting to have kids that are like my age. I'm like, whoa, like I'm getting old. You know what I mean? A few of your friends start spitting out kids.
Yeah, it's a trip when all your mates start getting married and having kids. And like the first one, you're like, fuck, that's hectic. But then like
it starts
slowly
happening.
The dominoes start falling, and then they're all looking at you like, so are you going to get married and fucking have kids? And it's like,
I don't know, actually.
brother, I'm checking the bank account before I go to fucking Aldi to do a weekly
bruh.
shop, dude. Where do you think I'm going to shit 50 grand out for a fucking wedding?
Yeah, I'm actually just spewing. I gave away my Aldi coin to a homeless guy.
Dude,
I can't afford a kid.
Dude. You're like, fuck. Yeah, I don't know. I've got a few mates that, you know, having kids and stuff now, and I don't know. Part of me like doesn't even want it. Like I'm looking at like what's going on in schools and how fucking hectic the world. Like, dude, I've got AI chicks that are fooling me. Like, what's gonna happen when my little bloke turns fucking 18?
Yeah, that's
right,
like, bro. Fucking, they'll be living in a half AI world at that point.
They'll just be fully in the Matrix. You know?
If we're not already. If you want to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, crack another beer and pull out the tinfoil hat and let's go.
Yeah, nah, but that was fucking pretty sweet. Kicking it with a mate, a little bit of like a more wholesome get together. You know, me and my missus, him and his missus, and another one of me mates and his missus too. And it was like, oh yeah, cool. This is what I'm doing now. It's a good time.
Yeah,
my mate cooked these like mad. It was such an easy thing to cook, but it was just like chicken tenders from just like a bag or whatever. But he just like cooked up this mad sauce, like a bit of chili paste, a bit of soy sauce, a bit of honey, and just like marinated them for like finger food. And I was like, this is fucking sick, actually.
Yeah, it's funny getting to that age where like a barbecue with your mates is way better than just like going out to a nightclub till 4 a.m.
Yeah,
it's like, trust me, you gotta experience the yin and the yang, but I much prefer the yang, just having a chill. You know what I mean?
And I don't hate either of them at this point. I'm not hating the yin or the yang right now, but the yang's not so bad.
Oh yeah, I yinged pretty hard for many years. Yeah, some say I was all yin. I used to be premium on the yin.
Yeah.
And then, finally just kind of getting
yinged
into the
out.
yang. Yeah. I don't know, like fucking just, mate, could you imagine going to Finnegan's now? Like,
yeah.
I suppose you're younger than me, I forget that, but fuck, bro, I could not, like.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm really going to enter Finno's ever again, to be honest. I might go to the beaches or the exchange or something, but Finnegan's, I don't know. I feel like that's literally 18-year-old territory.
Mate,
I could be off there.
This week's episode of the podcast is brought to you by our good friends, nutrition providers, Papa Macros. Now, I've been getting stuck right into these bastards. Obviously, since they've been on board, particularly after the Christmas break, I'm down 5.
Wow.
I lost 5 kilos.
Good shit, bro.
Truth be told, I wanted to lose more, because I knew I had Vegas coming up. But
And they could, you probably won't be putting on weight over there.
Well, I definitely won't be putting on weight over there. But I want to lose more, but I keep eating chocolates on the weekend. That's on me. 100% that's on me. Now, Pub Macros, the choice of professional athletes, they're on board with the Newcastle Jets.
Mm-hmm.
We know Leota and Fisher Harris swear by them.
Mm-hmm.
That is one angle that Papa Macros like to take with the promotion of their product.
And that's their right.
Absolutely. And fully it works. Like if you are looking for use them in an athletic sense.
Maybe you're a hot boy who likes your morning runs, your Arvo gyms, you're eating well all the time. This can help you in that sense.
Absolutely. But put a pin in that. We'll come back to that idea in a second. Here's what I'm super excited about. I'm going to Las Vegas on Thursday. I'm going to do a job on myself to the point where I know I'm not going to be able to think properly for a week, definitely. 2 weeks is not out of the question. And
3 weeks is plausible.
Three. If you said 3 weeks, I'd be like, yeah, it could happen. Point being, I'm not going to want to think about my food.
Nah.
And coming home, I'm so fucking excited because I'm going to come back jet lagged, sick, sad, probably loads of cash, but whatever. That's neither here nor there.
Nah.
Point is, there's going to be heaps of healthy food in my fridge. I'm not going to have to think about it. I'm just going to have to go, babe, nuke my Papa Macros and be done with it.
And you don't have to spend any extra money that you won over in Vegas. Just the stuff on Papa Macros you already got.
I'm so excited. They're delicious, nutritious, calorie counted, fucking convenient is my favorite thing about them. They're just, it's
so
the fucking
convenient, bro.
It's so easy. It's so good. We're recording this on Papa Macros Day. Mm-hmm. It's my favorite day of the week. They land today. We get a box full. Suck shit. I mean, you could have a box full too.
It's that easy. All you got to do is go to papamacros.com.au and enter our code.
It's Daily Blue. It's all one word. It's got a capital D and a capital B in it. I mean, you know that. That'll get you 10% off. The food lands at your door. I don't know what else to say. It's fucking great. We swear by them. I don't swear by much. I swear by Papa Macros.
Are you jacked? Yes. Will Papa Macros help you? Yes. Are you a slob? Yes. Will Papa Macros help you? Yes, it's that simple.
It's easy. Papamacros.com, link in the show notes, code Daily Blue.
The last time that I went out, just club hopping, drinking, tearing one up, was with you boys after the 50th episode. Dude, on a Saturday night, mate, I have got way better things between comedy or watching some footy or just hanging out with my missus and my dog than to go bar hopping around Beaumont Street.
Yeah. Hey, but it was a good time.
But it was a fucking sick time. It was a great time. I regretted it for 3 days afterwards, but it was a great time.
But it was one of the great yings.
Oh, it was fucking... the boys were yinging hard.
Yeah.
Great ying.
What I wouldn't mind, something I haven't done, and it would be hard to get actually set properly, is a proper game of pub golf.
Oh, yeah.
Are you familiar with pub golf?
Yeah, I am familiar.
Have you ever actually played?
I'm trying to rack the brain. I don't think I've ever played it. I've had friends that have played it. I've also seen another one that I've actually been really keen to play, and I can't remember the name of it. Tell me if this rings a bell.
Yeah.
But it's it's essentially hide and go seek. So say it's like 200
but for one person?
No, for two. So
Okay,
say we have a group of 10 and everyone puts in say $100 or whatever.
Yep.
$200, whatever the limit is. Then me and you get to go and pick a bar within a 5 kilometer radius. And then we get to sit there and drink. Everyone else has to then go and try find you. So we've got an hour to go and find a location.
Yeah.
And then everyone else has to go find them. But if you walk into the bar and me and you aren't there,
they
then
have to have a drink
and record themselves. And I was like, that's fun.
That's fun as fuck, bro.
I'd do that.
Yeah.
That would be sick. But
I had seen that one 100%.
all my mates are mid-30s with kids, and it's just I can't get him out of the house for a game of golf, let alone a random
whole day of dedicated to coming find me and drinking piss. The version I saw of that is you would send the group a text or a hint after half an hour, based on the name of the pub that you're actually at. Yeah, but same
See,
shit.
I'd love to do that, but I don't want to be the cunt that's walking around to the bar. You know what I mean?
I'm hiding. I'm staying here.
Yeah, I'm hiding.
We're going to say you're going to drink
with
piss.
your money.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to set a cracking pace just to,
that's good.
Golf as many beers as possible.
Yeah, I think for a birthday coming up, but all my mates live all over the shop now, so that's what happens when you get older too. I'm fucking. And
unless
how do I get you all here to play pub
and
golf?
unless it's a major birthday, people are just
come on.
You want me to come down for your
27th
birthday?
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck out of here, mate.
It might as well just be another day.
Yeah, exactly right. What did you think of the footy?
I tipped the Warriors. They sucked. Raiders look fucking good.
Yeah, Raiders look real good.
I did a draft, like a super coach, but it's a draft version, so not everyone can have the same players.
Yeah.
And I swapped out for Savage last minute, which was mint because he scored 2 tries. So I was fucking stoked. He got me a bunch of points in that. And then, bruh, I'm pretty sure that Panthers are just going to win the comp again.
Yeah, same.
Like, I was like, yeah, it's Storm. And then they played, and I was like, they're just going to win again.
Dude, because you sit there, and I feel like every year we've tried to convince ourselves, please let it be someone different. Oh, well, they've lost this guy. They've lost this guy. Critter's gone.
Yep.
They've lost their best outside center in like the whole game.
Yep.
And then it's like, well, fucking Luai's not around. What are they going to do now? And Nathan Cleary's like, I'm going to force feed my dick in the entire competition. That's what I'm going to do now. But they were running this really interesting shape where like they'd run like each time they'd set up like this little play where like they'd drop someone in, then he'd sprint back, and then you just knew that they were cutting like to either side of the ruck.
Yeah.
And then they'd just score like every single time.
Yeah.
And then when the game's on the line at the end, they instead of getting Cole to feed the scrum, they're like, nah, bruh, like was it Laurie? I think Dane Laurie like fed the ball.
Mm-hmm.
They turned the ball under to like hit like a winger. So the winger's making the tackle in the middle of the field and he's in marker, and then they just swing shape and score in the corner again.
Yeah.
And it's like the entire time they're just 2 plays in front of everyone, and you're just like, fucking how do we beat these cunts, man?
I don't think anyone can. If someone can, it's the Storm. And like, I don't think they will right now. I mean, I haven't seen them play yet.
No.
But like, I'm sold on Nathan Cleary being the GOAT.
Yeah.
I think he's the best player of all time. And that, like, just based off what I've seen.
Yeah, I was like, I've seen Joey, but I was pretty young when Joey was.
Well, same, he,
like
100%. But yeah.
He, like, 97, like, I would have been like fucking 6 or something when he was ripping. And like, I can remember 2005 Origin, he went hard.
Mm.
And then everyone's just like, blah, blah, blah. But it's just like watching Nathan Cleary, man. I'm like, fuck, 4 in a row. Like,
how can you be better than that guy?
All people have got is like, well, he hasn't dominated Origin. And it's like, well, what are you going to say when he just
when he does?
Yeah, what are you going to say if he puts 3-0 on Queensland? Then it's just like, then you just have to, to bend over and take it and be like, yeah, he's the one.
I had this weird realization, and it's like profound, but it's also not, is I was in bed the other night and I was like, man, it doesn't matter how great anyone is at anything, you are literally not going to be able to convince anyone.
No.
Like, everyone.
Yeah.
Like, look at LeBron James, for example. Like, for me, again, I'm not even a super big basketball fan, but like, I think it's fucking glaringly obvious that cunt is the greatest basketball of all time. And there's people who would just be like, no, he's not. Yeah. And there'll even be people who's like, nah, he wasn't even 5 years ago. I liked KD better. I thought KD was better, blah, blah. And then you go to like NRL and you go, righto, Nathan Cleary is clearly the best. There's people who believe that he's not even the best player right now. I'm like, no matter how much evidence you give people, you're not going to be able to convince everyone. So even if you are great, like, you just have to not give a fuck.
Yeah, it's because I think like what it's like is when, I can't remember who said this, the music that you're listening to when you first lose your virginity will always hold a special place in your heart. So for me, that was like early 90s
That's
hip
why I
hop,
like
2000
Drake.
hip hop. Like, you know, I still love that shit. I still think, in my mind, that 90s and like early 2000s hip hop is better than all the shit that they're making now. So like you have that like form of like not affection, but like you feel like most closely connected to that. These guys that were watching Jordan growing up, winning 6, being the best, like they're growing up with him. Like that's their hero. That's his guy. So when someone else comes along that's arguably better, then they'll pull out whatever argument. Well, fucking look, did Jordan ever lose in the finals? Has Jordan ever lost in the finals? And like, it's the exact same thing. Like, you know, like people be like, oh, well, it's Joey Thurston, then Cleary.
There's people who think that.
Yeah. And it's just like, dude, I fucking love Queensland, love Jonathan Thurston, think he's a fucking sick cunt, but
It's the evidence
Cleary's
is
pretty
there,
good,
bro.
yeah.
The evidence is there,
just
and
like-
you're not gonna be able to. And like, I don't know why I had that thought. It's not like I'm fucking out here being great, but like I was like, man, even if I was, people wouldn't fucking think I was.
Yeah. But it's just one of those things, man. And like, no matter what, people are going to compare errors like, oh, well, fucking Joey was out. Like, that was like a party time. Like, when he was around, like, people were professional, but they weren't heaps professional. It's like, well,
Who's that on, cunt?
yeah, like,
That's actually
No
more.
one forced-
That's more evidence that Cleary's better.
no one forced Joey to take pingers, but God bless him for
Yeah,
doing
and
it.
thank fuck he did.
Yeah, because he was fucking ripped and teared.
He's a market, but that's more evidence that the athletes of today are better because they're forced to be more professional. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like like with all the training and recovery and everything that they're doing, like, and then the other side of the argument is like Cleary's still young.
Still, bro.
Yeah, so
I
it's like
think
this-
he's either my age or younger.
Yeah, so like the cunt could literally win his 5th this year, be 5 in a row. Fuck yeah, man! Like I was
sorry.
super excited for the season, and I was super hyped. And then I literally watched one Penrith game, and I was like,
Game over.
"Who the fuck is beating these
Yeah.
guys?"
This is what I had a conversation with my mate about today, kind of around that undeniability thing. He said, if Cleary dominates 5 Origins, I went 5. Like what the fuck? Like what? How much of his like barrier to entry for greatness are you setting this prick?
Yeah.
He has to dominate 5 series for you to say he's the best ever. I think he is now. Like if the cunt dominates 1, surely that's enough. And he probably will continue to dominate.
He could literally retire tomorrow and have a Hall of Fame career.
He'd be an immortal, in my opinion. He
Yeah,
should
well,
be.
I don't know. They like the
They take that, yeah.
Yeah, the immortal thing. I think that's probably gonna come. Like, especially if he keeps winning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man. It's heartbreaking because obviously, like, if you're a Panthers fan, you are loving what is going on and just
Their jerseys too, the gold
look
with the
sick.
4 stripes for the 4 premierships.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, that looks sick. Yeah, they do a lot of good stuff right, and like those guys just fucking like. The winger gets injured, they put Dan Laurie there. Dan Laurie scores
2 tries.
a couple of tries.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, we're fucked.
You even watch their team in the trials, and it's like, well, they're playing like the Panthers. Like, they're all running this exact same shape.
Yeah.
They're doing the exact same shit.
Man,
And then everyone talks about this nursery, and you're just like, oh, fuck. If the rumors are true about the nursery, we're in trouble. The funniest thing about all of this is where's everyone now who was fucking hanging shit on Phil Gould with like this 5-year plan.
yeah,
That he never
fair
publicly
as fuck.
he never publicly said I've got a 5-year plan. But now they're fucking dominating, like they're fucking looking unbeatable.
But now he's at the Dogs, and the Dogs are slowly getting schmicker and schmicker every year
Yeah.
too. It's like, man, Philly Gould knows what's up.
Yeah. Dude, how much does it cost to get Phil Gould to a club?
Oh fuck.
Fuck, someone get his brain like
In a jar.
yeah. Someone like make him
Proper Futurama style. Put his head in a fucking.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was
Yeah.
like, we need him as an AI model that can go to every club and just
Everyone
elevate-
gets a Phil Gould each.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Oh, dude, he'd be fucking awesome.
Him and a fucking Ivan Cleary or a Craig Bellamy.
Yeah,
You get one
you
each.
just get one each. It's either side of the coin. You either get Ivan, who's like chill.
Or Wayne. You get one of the big 3.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Mate, can we take a quick?
Yes,
break? I
we'll
think
get into
take a
some
piss.
news after this. I'm chucking a piss too. News time. Here's one I got for us, Brad. Japan company is offering hangover leave.
Oh, love that.
Yeah, so instead of, well, I'm imagining along with sickies, they're like, all right, you just had a big night, cash in one of your hangover leave days.
That's beautiful. Imagine that in Australia. You'd need one once a week.
They would be taking the piss.
Does it say how many days hangover leave you get?
A tech company is offering unusual leave options, including time off for hangovers and emotional distress over celebrity news
That's
to attract young employees.
Oh god,
Getting the
They had
Gen
me
Alphas in there.
they had me with the hangover leave, but the celebrity news, like
No, you know what? Like, I could have used a day off after I found out Kendrick called Drake a pedophile. Like, I need some time to grieve after that.
some say Drake's still trying to recover from that. Can you imagine how many days Drake could have taken off?
That's what I mean. He might be having them now. He can't half his tour.
Yeah, I've seen. I think another Japanese company also gives you. I want to say like an extra 6 or 7 days leave if you're a non-smoker for all the time that people are getting off.
Fuck, that fucking sucks. Just
the-
spilled a bit of beer on myself.
It's the
On
worst.
a nice white shirt. Sorry, mate.
Bro, I struggle. Every time I wear a white shirt, I know that it's getting destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they get like an extra 6 days off for just being a non-smoker.
So there's incentives to not smoke.
yeah.
Right, I wonder how they police that one.
Yeah.
Do you smoke? No.
And then yeah.
Kind of raise your eyebrow at them. All right, I trust you. While larger firms are increasing salaries, small companies that can't match those wages are offering unconventional benefits. Right, so they can't offer you more money, but we will pay you to have a day off after getting on the piss.
Imagine how helpful that would be after, like, say a Thursday after Origin 1 or Origin 3.
That's exactly right, mate. Origin days,
Yeah.
when it's in the middle of the fucking week, everyone would be cashing that day in on the Thursday.
The day after Anzac Day, no one's rocking up to work, you know what I mean? It's like, brother, just shut the company down for the 26th.
It may as well just be a public holiday at this point because we're all cashing them in.
Yeah.
Probably both of these days.
Yeah, Australia Day for those who celebrate it would cop an extra day off. Although, like, Australia Day is not as loose as what it used to be.
No, it's not.
Here. Yeah, I love it. Great idea, great incentive. I think more companies need to do it. If I ever had enough money to start a business, I'd have some.
Pretty
I'd have
cool perks like that.
some leave like that.
Yeah. I think, fuck, man. I think we're usually pretty behind. Like, Asia is always leaps and bounds ahead of us. An Australian company adopting that would 100% like get applicants through the door.
Yeah.
Now, are you now getting degenerates just hammering your inbox and cashing in their hangover days left, right, and center? Yes.
For sure.
But at least you're not understaffed.
Exactly right. At least you've got more people to pick from.
Exactly right.
You're building a strong culture there. Like how, like
Yeah, you fucking oath you are.
yeah. You want to get a bit maggot and then just be like, oh, dude, fuck work today. I'm hungover.
We've talked a little bit about Indians earlier in the show.
Very good.
Teleperformance introduced AI to modify Indian accent at call centers.
Yeah.
So if you may be hearing like a kind of normal Australian tone, it's actually an Indian on the other side of the phone.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
Okay, so this is like, say you're calling up Amy Insurance, and instead of getting Rajdeep in India, it's still Rajdeep, but he sounds like Davo. Is that what it is? Or is this for telemarketer scam calls where...
Well, I imagine both are going to adopt quite quick, because I'm not going to lie. And I still get hammered with them annoyingly, and I still fucking pick them up because I'm like, oh, it could be someone calling, I've got some shit waiting to hear back from. Answer it, and it's like airtime, and they go like, hello? And I'm like, like, I don't know you, of course, and it's stereotypical. If there's an Asian an Indian on the other side of the phone, still Asian, it's not what one you want to. It's not a conversation you want to have.
Nah, I get this. I get this quite a lot as well because my work is based in Melbourne, so customer service will call you from there. So you get like the 03 number from Melbourne, but that's where a heap of my scam calls come from as well. So then, like, you have to answer the phone because you're like, "What's going on?" And then there's a little pause, and then hello, and then they go hello. And then you're like, fucking motherfucker, bang, hang up. I had to call my internet provider recently because we were just having some issues with the internet dropping out. Bro, not sure what's going on with iiNet. Maybe that's my bad for being with iiNet.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard of iiNet, so I might say this one's on you.
Dude, I called this lady and the first person was like, yep, no worries, we'll transfer you over to customer support now. Go over. There's roosters like crowing or corking, whatever the fuck.
Cockadoodle doing.
Cockadoodle doing.
Yeah.
There's roosters cockadoodle doing in the background. I'm like, what the fuck is this chick? This chick's on like some farm in rural India trying to fix my internet. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? She's like, I'll transfer you to someone else who can help. So I get transferred again.
Oh, fuck me.
The
Two
phone-
transfers in, that'll start pissing you off.
Oh man, I was pretty headless at this point. The phone rings. It answers, but no one says anything. So I'm sitting there for like 30 seconds. I'm like, well, I can't hear Maroon 5 anymore as hold music. So I'm like, I suppose this is a positive. Then I go, hello? And she's like, oh, hey, how you going? I'm like,
What the fuck?
What's
Do you
happening
know how
here?
this is supposed to work? You're supposed to let me know that you're there.
Yeah, dude, she had a screaming, like, hungry baby on the other end. And I was
Yeah,
like, what is
right.
going on here? She's answering calls, like, titty feeding, like, fucking checking my service provider. It was a nightmare. So I'm not in favor of this at all. Like,
You would prefer to know who you're speaking to?
yeah, like, I'm pretty sure, like, Yui, who I used to be insured with, like, you'd call and you'd get an Aussie.
There's a brand, I can't remember what it is. I don't know if it's internet or I don't know if it's a phone service, but their ads are like, you'll speak to an Australian. You know, people actually get marketed on that aspect now
Yeah.
on the TV.
Because I take it, man. Because, like, sometimes, like, with the greatest respect, they're trying to give you technical advice and you're just like, brother, this phone call needs subtitles. I'm not sure what you're telling me to do.
This isn't on you, but it's also not on me.
Yeah.
You know, there's a language barrier and this is difficult.
Yeah.
Let's make this easier for both parties. And
Yeah, I don't like it. What are your thoughts?
I think this is a smart business move.
Yeah.
Righto, we're going to make you... Because, like I said, I'm hanging up the fucking phone.
Yeah.
The second I get called by someone, I'm hanging up the phone. Now, I guess that's scammers making a smart business move, but what it says here is you call customer support, and the voice on the other end sounds familiar, but something feels off. That's because the agent might be speaking with an AI-altered accent. Teleperformance, the world's largest call center operator, has started using artificial intelligence to neutralize Indian accents. I don't know about the terminology there, but fair enough.
Yeah.
For Western customers, according to a report in the Telegraph.
Did
Yeah,
you
right.
you just call and you just try to get some help and you get like a Dave Hughes and he's like, oh, so your internet's not working? Yeah, that fucking sucks, doesn't it?
Putting Hughesy in everyday situations is a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Shout out Hughesy.
French company, which has about 90,000 employees in India, is applying real-time AI software to modify to English-speaking Indian customer agents. Yeah, right. The goal, they say, is to enhance clarity to improve customer experience. So their goal apparently is to, just fix up what we were talking
Yeah.
about. It's essentially the subtitles of
Dude,
the phone world.
It's gonna creep into everything. Like
That's the issue with
is
it,
there
right?
still sex hotlines? Like, are there still those things where, like, you remember you may have been,
maybe you have a bit of a
young.
fetish for like an Asian lady, and it can just be a white lady, and she can be any accent you want.
That's it, dude. Or it could just be a dude.
What's real anymore? It could
Yeah,
be a
it could
dude.
be a dude, yeah.
Wow.
Because I swear there used to be like ads in the newspaper or like maybe back of magazines. This is going back a
maybe,
long
you
way,
reckons.
where like you could get like had like a little adult entertainment. You could call the line and it cost you like $7.50 an hour just to like while you vigorously rub one out to someone on the other end.
Me and the boys. I remember one time that just reminded me a bit of prank call on the brothels.
Oh,
But
yeah.
like just asking them if they were like do anal and acting like, I mean, to be fair, we were virgins at the time, but we were turning it up that we were like 40-year-old virgins, just prank calling the broth. One time they just stopped picking up our fucking number. We were peppering this poor lady working the desk there.
Dude, just some madam just been like, fuck, we'll do anal if you stop calling.
Yeah, yeah. Coming in out.
Anal is less painful than these phone calls.
Yeah, and it was always like, oh, like, are you available? They're like, no. We're like, oh, just a couple 12-year-olds being like, oh, damn it. We can't fuck the lady on the phone.
I love prank calling people.
It should be less frowned upon for adults to do a bit of prank calling with their mates.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I used to love prank calling people, or just like, yeah, you just call and it's just like me and my friend, like back when landlines were really prominent when we had.
I still know my landline number.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember my home one.
Yeah, that's my home one.
Yeah,
It's the only number I recall, and my own.
Yeah, but we used to just call them like at midnight. We'd just like hit like just random numbers and just call.
Oh, like just out of yellow pages or whatever, or you just like put in a
Just
random sequence.
Just a random sequence, just call and then just be like, yeah, just like, yeah, mate, Johnny. Johnny said that this was a good place to come and like he can get you some of the hooch. Can you get some of the hooch? And they're like, no, like what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, is Johnny there? And they're like, no, you've got the wrong number, mate. It's bloody 3 a.m, like,
yeah.
being like 14 and just thinking that was the funniest thing ever.
I think it was when it had to be on mobiles, or maybe one was a mobile and one was a landline. But what you'd put them on speaker, so you just got two people talking to each other saying, "You rang me, no, you rang me."
Yeah,
Like,
I saw one literally do that the other day, but it was like this dude, like he had 2 ex-girlfriends, So then, like, yeah.
Oh, that's a bit of fun.
He called them and had their phone sitting there, and like, I'm not sure what how I can't remember how it worked, but yeah, there was just these two girls arguing, and it's just like, darling, you call me. It's like, firstly, don't darling me. I just had a fucking missed call from this phone number. You've clearly called me. So I wonder if he had like a little computer program where like they can
Swap
use
the numbers or
the
something.
number to call them. Yeah, I think that's what happened.
But like, fuck, man, that's way more entertaining and better for you than scrolling. You know what I mean? Like fucking going out of your way to do a little prank call. That's got to be better for your brain than just like getting your mind rotted on Instagram Reels.
Yeah, because like remember,
There's some creativity involved in a prank call.
Yeah, did you ever see that like the really old one? It was like viral back before going viral was a thing, of like the guy that called like a Chinese restaurant, and he's just like, he's like, just need to check with my mates what he wants. Give me a sec, and then they called a different Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
And then, they just made him like talk to each other about like ordering like,
So
sweet sour pork.
funny,
or cunts. Yeah, they were
so
blown up.
fucking funny. I might have to do a prank call sometime soon.
Yeah, get around it.
Just get blind and just prank. Yeah, fuck it. I'm doing that this year at some point. Just getting blind and doing a prank call with the boys.
Yeah, record it for the pod, mate.
Yeah, that's the move. We did talk a little bit about rugby league. Vegas round 0. The NFL player, quotation marks, said ended up blowing the horn after they couldn't get Dana White or fucking Donald Trump. Did you hear that? That's what they were trying to do, the Raiders?
And it's like, I love the Raiders. Got a soft spot for the Raiders. But
Canberra boy.
just like do your own research a little bit, guys, and be like, hey, when the UFC has an event on at the exact same time as us, do you reckon there's any possibility of Dana White coming to blow a horn or pretend to blow the horn?
To blow the horn.
Yeah, because that, like, I saw some guy online being like, oh, it didn't even look like he blew that horn properly. And I was like, is this not common knowledge that no one blows the horn? That they all just sit there and puff their cheeks up and pretend to blow it, and then the horn blows? It's the same sound for the same duration every single time. Like, what kind of fucking idiot are you?
I think there's some people who are finding this out right now, that that's a fake horn noise.
Yeah.
For me and you, it's obvious. But I think there's people who are listening just went, oh, what? The Raiders fucking horn isn't a dude blowing it?
Yeah, like, do you know how hard it would be to blow a massive horn?
But the person that ended up doing it was a NFL player, I think for the Las Vegas Raiders, and hasn't even played a minute in the NFL, by the way.
Oh, hasn't he?
No, that's what I've found out. But the player who did it was reportedly tasered after a bit of misbehavior. According to SMH, Las Vegas Raiders defensive tackle Tyler Mona was removed from the stadium following a bathroom incident in one of the corporate areas. Now that sounds like a little bit of chalking.
That sounds a lot like rugby league. Now I know
That sounds like something that might have happened at the Dell.
Yeah, I'm no great mathematician, but if we do some simple arithmetic here.
Let's do it.
Okay. Rugby league.
Yep.
Plus Las Vegas most likely equals cocaine.
It equals drug use in a bathroom.
Yeah. So I wonder what, like, brother, you can't just tase someone after they've had a fat bump in like their heart rate's already going. Now you fucking bringing electricity into that.
It is said that Mona had damaged property and was in turn booted from the venue at the
He
game.
was either doing bags or rooting in the bathroom. That would be the most rugby league thing he could do. But look, if this guy's not playing for the Las Vegas Raiders,
he's in their squad, but like I don't think he's played a minute.
This is their off season, and that pretty much, like their off season, pretty much the duration of like the NRL season. So I reckon the Canberra Raiders, based on this performance, need to give him a 30-man contract. Like,
sign the bastard. That's not a bad yarn at all.
He's got some.
He's clearly a sizable looking fella.
Yeah, he's got a lot of swag. He was getting the crowd into it, even though like on Fox's coverage you couldn't hear the horn. But everything can't be perfect over in Vegas. But he looks like a rugby league player and he's acting like a rugby league player. And I just think that it would be the wise thing for the Raiders just to give him, a top 30 contract, get him on board. Maybe you do a train and trial.
I think. You know what I mean?
Get him down to the nation's capital, have him finger bang some birds in moose heads, Dude, he'd love it.
I wanted to find this. First of all, apparently the beer prices there were fucking crazy.
This is another thing I wanted to...
But about the beers, footy fans, rugby league, outsell NFL fans for one item at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. So apparently we drank like way more fucking beers than any NFL fans do during their games there.
I don't know how true this is. This is only whispers through the grapevine.
I'm all about whispers.
I heard that like the Poms smashed the beer so much during that first game.
Yeah.
That like when the Aussies were coming through a little bit later on to get the beers, they were starting to sell out of piss there.
It was like already starting to sell out.
Yeah,
They weren't
and-
prepared for the Oz and Pom combo from hell.
Yeah. It's just
Jeez,
like,
that's one of the
dude,
elite tag team duos when
if
it
you
comes
get-
to sinking piss.
If you get Ireland in there, that's what we call the Holy Trinity.
Wow, yeah. Where do we sit on that podium, honestly? Because I haven't been to either. As a proud Australian, I'd like to think we're fucking number one, but from what I hear, Ireland's up there.
Ireland, yeah, I think Ireland per capita punch pretty hard. But I think that
Sinking
I
piss.
think there'd be some slide degeneracy over in like Russia. They'd probably be doping as well because that's what Russia does. Great respect to the Russians, of course. But
All the Russian listeners of the show.
all the Russian
you
listeners
doping
out
bastards.
there. Yeah, I think I'd like to think that we're up there, but I think this actually kind of got released recently.
Maybe I'll do a little
Beers per
Google.
capita, and I want to say like beers per capita. I think somewhere random like Belgium actually has like one of the highest beer drinking per capita in the world, and I don't think Australia's in the top 10 from memory.
Wow.
Yeah, which just goes to show maybe we do need to get out and travel more because if that degeneracy is out there,
Yeah. Well, we need
We need
man.
it,
If
yeah.
it's if they're up in the ante compared to what's going on here.
because like you drink some places overseas, and Australians real weird about like
Oh,
if you get drunk and like drop a beer glass, you're kicked out. But like in some places in the world, they celebrate how maggot you are, and they're like, keep drinking. If you vomit, you're gone, but keep drinking.
But keep drinking until you do.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. So we've come in at number 17 according to Wikipedia.
yeah.
It's not terrible. I don't love it. We'll do top 10. 10 is Latvia, sorry.
Dude, that sounds like a Pornhub category.
Yeah, Latvia.
I'm not good at
Croatia,
geography,
9.
but I couldn't point that one out on the map. you know?
Fuck no. Croatia at 9. Spain at 8. Ireland at 7. Namibia. Yeah, right, wherever the fuck that is, at
Namibia.
6.
Yeah.
Poland at 5. German at 4. Romania at 3. Austria at 2. And coming in at number 1, the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Is that a small ass place or something? Like, how the fuck are they up there?
Look, I'm not going to pretend I know more about geography than what I do, but I think the Czech Republic could have invented beer.
Okay.
I think beer could be their rugby league.
I'm willing to, look, for them to be number 1,
Yeah.
I'm willing to give them that 100%.
So there we go. Like we thought, like England and Ireland and Australia would be on a podium, but looks like we'd be middle of the pack. You know?
I'm willing to call this fake news.
Fake news. Yeah.
I'm willing to
You
say
can't-
that,
yeah.
I'm willing to say that the libs fucking doctored this information that I'm looking at here.
Yeah, dude. Albanese's doing anything he can to get votes at the moment. So, but that just,
Isn't he?
yeah, that just goes to show
We're above US though, which is good.
that does go to show that, like, that is a fair feather in the cap because they get like 90,000 people to those games.
Mm,
We struggled to have 45,000 there for the duration of the entire thing.
yeah.
Because, like, if
Well,
you
long
looked at
day, but
the
yeah.
crowd dwindled towards that, like, Penrith Sharks game, like, half the cunts just went out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we drank more piss than them, so.
Just one more thing on Las Vegas NRL. I saw a couple of like people posting multis and shit, and heaps of people cleaned up on that Chicks game. Did you see the Gillaroos
that was
versus
crazy.
England? Like, what was it? 49-4 or some shit?
No,
40
dude, it was 92 to
92. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
92-4. Yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
they racked up 50 by half time. And I
Yep.
was like, holy fuck.
So I was seeing people, a mate of mine, apparently, I got it from his mate, sent in his multi, made fucking 20 grand on that game.
Holy
Just
shit.
betting on try scorers for Australia.
Oh, man.
and then
Anytime try
that
scorer.
happens, then you go, fucking, that was the most obvious thing I could have done.
Yeah. Well, like, I don't know, man. Because I don't watch much of the women's rugby league. I've watched like a few origins here and there.
Oh, same, mate.
And so I don't know anything about the women's rugby league over in England. I thought it would have been at least a little bit more competitive than that, because they're going to Vegas. So I'm like, well, surely
it's competitive.
Yeah, surely they've got some form of like get up and go about them. The Aussie chicks, like Aitken and Upton and a few of them, like, well, they were just fucking killing it. It got to the point they stopped celebrating scoring tries. Like I think
they were bored.
Yeah, I think Tamika Upton, I think that's her name.
Upton, maybe?
Upton, sorry.
Well, I'm not sure
I might be getting.
Who gives a fuck?
Upton scored like a first half hat trick. I think the winger's name was Robinson or something. She scored like 3 or 4 tries. Like everyone was scoring. Like they were kicking the ball off, and then they were literally just marching upfield, scoring a try, getting the ball back.
Same again.
It was crazy. Like,
mate, some of these multis I was seeing $70,000, $20,000. I was like, fuck.
And that's because Vegas would have no fucking clue about rugby league and what's going on, and they're like,
well, it's on like betting apps, mate. Like it's on apps.
Oh, this was here. This wasn't
bro,
like Vegas slips.
No.
Oh,
the betting agencies they just cleaned up on fucking Aussie try scores.
Good on them.
Yeah, I know. I fucking wish it was me.
Yeah.
I wish it was me.
Every time I put a bet on, I always lose. And then I'll be like, I reckon this guy's good anytime try scorer, and he gets one. And I'm like, what was he paying? They're like $750. I'm like, fuck.
Yep.
Atrocious.
All right, let's do a chew. This chew is brought to you by our friends at PK Mortgages. One of the greats when it comes to home loans, loans for a business, whatever you want, they can help you out with it. And this chew is brought to you by them. Thank you, Phil. We do still have a chew with our Bluey here, phoning in from Viva Las Vegas. If you're in the newsroom, there's a good chance you already saw this. Brad hasn't seen it yet, which makes me very happy. Let's watch this one, Brad.
Oh, the Saint Josh Bluey Nelson.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of the Daily Blues Chews. Coming here on the back end of a very big weekend in Las Vegas for the NRL.
Joshua.
Flour and barley in the Link Promenade, bit of pizza. Look at this fucking saddle.
Just
Flour and barley in the Link Promenade. Fuck yeah. Have a go at it. Ranch dipping sauce, a must. Ooh, let's chew. I'm full. Right. Pizza. 7-7. Weekend. 10 out of 10. Fucking napkin or something. Something like that.
Just more cash.
More cash.
Chew on.
The great Bluey Nielsen. My bad. The great Bluey Nielsen just in superb form.
Just sounding like Darren Lockyer post like an Origin match.
Yeah,
that was
a great Lockyer impersonation. That was one of the comments on that video. Another one of the comments was, "Geez, I hope Gabe's got Brad Bish ready for a co." It's legit.
Oh, really?
It's like, I hope they got Brad Bishop ready.
Boys, you call and I come.
Yeah. Someone full called there. This was like after the fact already GG up. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's exactly what fucking happened actually.
Fuck, dude. Like, I'm so jealous, yet so not jealous. Like, I can see how much fun he's had.
I don't know how he does it.
I can tell the fun that he's had. I can tell what's going on. Mate, if I was in that state, you would not get a phone near me.
No.
But like just the dedication to be like, fucking let's do a chew. Throwing the cash around was funny. The outfit was great.
Yeah.
Saying that he's full after one bite. That was the first thing that I was thinking. As soon as he took the bite, I was going to be like, he's a one and done.
Yeah.
Happy that was the case. Dude, what a saint.
Yeah, he's good.
Saint Blue.
He's good, old Blue. I imagine one of his final blowouts before he has a kid. You know what I mean? So he's doing it right.
I think that was the last hurrah. I think that was a sentiment going into this. It's like, boys, this is my last one.
Yeah.
This is the last ride home. I think when you guys eventually get a studio, what I'd like to see is, those stained glass windows?
Mm-hmm.
If anyone in the newsroom can make a stained glass version of Josh Bluey Nelson as Jesus.
Oh, like the proper saint windows.
Yeah. just him with a long neck and just like a cheeky little baggie in hand would be
That would be really fucking funny,
would
actually.
be awesome.
Yeah. I'll let him tell the story, but just Bluey being who he is, like, he's coming back cashed up.
Well, I saw like a photo in the newsroom of like the first bet
hit
or
zero,
something.
bro. He hit zero first try, and he must have had like 100 on it or something. Like,
Because it looked like he had well over $2,000.
it's over $2,000.
Yeah.
If you want to see that, get in the newsroom, Daily Blue Newsroom on Facebook. Yeah.
Fucking
He's
hell.
an arsey cunt, bro.
Some-
It's so funny, but it's so annoying at the same time.
Because, dude, we all have this, and fucking newsroom, tell me if I'm lying, but I know that I'm not. We all have one friend who has, like, not a problem with gambling, but gambles too much, but always fucking wins.
Yep.
One of my friends, Big Red, God bless him,
God bless you, Big Red.
gambles like a motherfucker. Hopefully his missus doesn't listen to this. I'm like, I may have just thrown him under the
Sorry,
bus
I'll bleep
there
his
a little
name.
bit. But anyway, so he's fucking always winning. We'll sneak off. Like, where I was at a Bucks party with him recently. Got a funny yarn about that, actually. He goes off, fucking walks out with 1,500 after like 2 minutes. One of the last times we were hanging out, I was like, cunt, you always win. I'm taking some cash out. Let's go. Me and a mate and him took out $200,
Yeah.
fed it into this machine, cranked it down to zero.
Oh,
And he goes, who's going to roll again with me? And I was like, yeah, chase these losses. Went in another 200, lost it. And
fuck.
he goes, ready to keep going. I went, no, that 400 hurt a fucking fuck ton.
Yeah.
He goes to the next machine. Me and my mate both bailed out. He won like $2,500.
Did he hook you up? Did he give you your cash?
He shouted a few beers.
Oh.
Shouted a few beers and told us we were soft cocks. And I was like, yep, no, you get that.
No, this is awesome. I fucking hate my life right now, actually.
Yeah, motherfucker. But yeah, there's certain mates like that. Another one of my friends, same, Crown Casino, never played roulette. I think he went double zeros. Can you do double
Yeah,
zeros?
there's 0 and 00 on some of them.
He went
yeah.
double zero, like put like $20 on and won 600.
Yeah, bro.
And then he was like, I'm done.
Yep, that's a
That's
bit
me
more
for
of the
the night.
operator I am. I'm more of a win and get out. I'm not going to lie to you, Brad. I thought I was an unlucky guy. My luck's turned. And surprisingly, it turned after the Drake concert. Like things have been fucking pretty sweet for me since that weekend.
Sports betting or pokies? Or
I've banged on roulette at West twice. I had one good bang, and then I like one on blackjack, and then just like I've had a bunch of opportunities like pop up for me, and I'm like, man, maybe I just needed to stop being such a pussy down on myself and accept the fact. And Bluey hammered this home for me last episode we recorded, that I'm a fucking winner. Sometimes you just need to accept the fact that you're a fucking winner,
Dude, maybe
and
that's it.
you need to live like you are one. Stop expecting the negative. Stop calling yourself unlucky. You're a winner.
Dude,
Just
fuck.
be one.
Maybe that's it. Because I always tell my mates, I never win on these things. I never win on these
Yeah.
things. Then I do. I'm speaking it to the
Yeah.
universe.
And it's essentially the secret.
Yeah.
It's you're essentially just doing the secret. It's like, all right, but it's a hard thing to get out of, man, because you're there telling yourself you're going, "Oh, I'm a winner," and you don't believe it yet.
yeah.
But you keep doing it, and you keep behaving like a winner, and then you just are one, bruh.
That's it, dude.
You're a Daily Blue fucking winner.
winner, dude. That's what the W stands for.
And
It's winner.
it is, bruh.
Yeah,
And
daily bet winner. That's what it
fuck, I wish it was that. But winning rubs off on you, bruh.
Have you seen that young cunt that's just like $550 into Big Red? Let's go, cuz.
Yeah, that's it. Let's go, cuz, or whatever. Come on, cuz. That's it.
cuz.
Come on, cuz.
Dude, I love that kid.
I love that guy. I think he's Luca or something. It's this kid who just smacks the pokies.
Yeah, gambles the feature every time.
Bruh, he goes, and it's so stupid. I watch these pokey videos. I don't even like the pokies that much, but I like seeing him play them. He's got a new series, and it's just playing them until I hit the grand. It's just playing the pokies until I get the grand.
I love it.
This is the longest series of all time.
Yeah, dude. This is look. Hopefully, it doesn't have any negative impacts on his life. Hopefully, the views are like contributing to the money that he can play the pokers with.
Yeah.
But what a little legend! Like I see him, I'm like, fuck, dude. Because I tell you what, you get enough out of watching him gamble that I'm like, I don't need to.
It
play the
fulfills
pokers.
your net, but then when you're in the vicinity of one, you're like, man, this kid wins all the time.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
But
probably
I
going to
think
win it.
He posts the winnings.
Of
though.
course, of
Yeah.
course. You know what I mean? He's not going to post it a lot. A funny one I did see, I'm getting heaps of gambling influences right now, which really goes to show where I'm at.
Just showing how much of a winner you are.
Yeah, exactly. But this guy goes, all right, $50, except the video ends as soon as I lose it. And he just does one $50 slap, and like before it even ends, like he just cuts the video. Like it's on the last thing, which shows that it's about to lose, and he just cuts it straight. I'm like, nah, this is the real shit.
Oh, yeah.
This is the real shit. You know, you got all these other guys who are showing you all their wins. This guy goes $50 slap, and the video just ends with him losing. his
Thank God.
money. No happy ending. I liked it.
I used to work at a pub called Vikings in Canberra. If you've got any Canberra listeners, it's like a sporting club group. So there's a few different clubs within the south of Canberra. There used to be this one lady, and at the time I was working there, I'm not sure if it's still the same in the ACT, but you can't put $50 notes in. So she just used to walk up with like $2,000 worth of cash and would just go, I need $2,000 worth of 20s. So she wouldn't come to the till. She'd just go to the supervisor. So we'd just rubber band it up and just give her stacks of $2,000.
Damn.
And she was telling us one night, she got on the source and was saying that Crown Casino pays her to go down, like stay in the hotel room and shit, gives her free food, piss, whatever,
Puts her up.
just to slap the fuck out of those pokies.
Wow.
And she can barely speak a lick of English. So we all had this theory, but the most prominent theory was brothel owner.
Yeah. Okay. I don't mind that. That makes enough sense to me. It's crazy to realize that it was profitable enough for them to pay for her to stay and feed her, because they wouldn't do it if it wasn't making them money.
Yeah, and like those, I've never been in a high roller room, but those,
I'd like to.
That's when you can do bigger bets on the pokes. So you can do $200 spins and shit.
Yeah.
Hectic.
That should be wild.
I need to take a piss again. I'm sorry,
brother.
mate.
Go, brother. I'll be doing the same, and we'll do some dial-ins. Dial-in time. This is where we get to hear from you guys. You send us silly stories, voice messages, what you did on the weekend, what's pissing you off, what you're loving. And we only got a few this week, so here's what I want to say. Fire the fuck up.
Four up!
Daily Blue fans.
Yeah, do we need to get the Mad Dragon on you boys? Come on.
Fucking hell.
4? That just, mate, everyone must have had a blinder now Rugby League's back.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Yeah,
mate.
that's all I can imagine.
What you thought about the footy, how you fucking celebrated it, you pumped the footy's back. I am.
Have you had an imagination wank recently? We need to hear it.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah.
And then what are you imagining? Maybe not too much detail, but you know what I mean? Is it your first love? Is it your last love? Are you getting wild?
Did you have one that just stood out?
Yeah.
Do you have like an all-time goat that you just still have an imagination crank to every once in a while?
Is it respectful that Brad wanked to Mia Khalifa in honor of the Lebanese community?
I think, honestly, I think that's like the biggest props that I can give them. Like, even though
A cum tribute.
Yeah, typically she's not, but like, dude, just the hospitality there was unreal, you know? It just made me just...
You had to do your part. You had to give back.
Yeah, made me think as well, like maybe in my younger days, I should have put up with a bit of the Lebo spice of just, you know, I would have had meals cooked. I would have got yelled at unnecessarily. She would have went through my phone
gonna get
when
that
I was
anyway.
asleep and got angry that I liked a picture from 2017 of another chick. But it would have been worth it.
You've been fed. Oh, God. Anyway, do that shit. You go to Instagram, you go to the link there, and it says, hey, dial in to Daily Blue. You press that. You leave a voice message, you give yourself a silly nickname, and then it gets played on this show, and you hear from me and Brad or me and Bluey or whoever the fuck's on this couch at the time.
Exactly right, boys.
Just fire the fuck up, you cat.
Get him, Gabe.
Pissing me off.
Boys, BFFG.
B-dub.
Dialed in a few weeks ago. I don't know what happened. They didn't come through, but
Maybe there's
congratulations, Bluey, on the kid coming along. Fucking good news. And buying the house, all that sort of shit. Adulting now, so congratulations, mate. It's good to hear.
I'm sure he's happy, mate.
Gabe,
Yes.
this one's for you.
Cool.
With the hot weather, you're saying you have trouble sleeping at night. Back when I was younger, there wasn't aircon in the house, but way up the other end of the house, my room had a west-facing window, so I'd get all the afternoon sun. It's hot as fuck. So what I used to do was wake up in the morning, fold up my doona, chuck it with the pillow in the chest freezer all day while I was at work. And then
I respect that.
at night, obviously make the bed with your
Reverse
cold
blanket.
as fuck pillow and doona. So you lay in bed and it was actually cool. I used to be able to get to sleep pretty quick doing that.
Wake up sweating.
Yeah, bit of a fucking life hack, I guess. But yeah, give it a whirl. Try it before you knock it. Anyway, boys, catch you on the next one and have fun in Vegas, Bluey. Can't wait to hear what you got up to. Catch you, boys.
See you, mate.
BWFG.
I like the creativity of the whole thing. Oh, what happens if I chuck these in the freezer? You know, freezer makes shit cold. I imagine it kind of works.
It's not a bad idea. The only thing that gets me a little bit worried, just being a pussy, I'm like, is that heaps of mildew that you're like building up in the bed sheet, like in the doona cover itself,
Like
But,
moisture and shit.
dude, they say sleep's the most important part of your health. So who cares if you're copping a bit of fucking mildew and potentially mold? As
Yeah,
long as you're
inhaling
sleeping.
a bit of mold.
That's
As long as
it.
you're getting a kip in.
That's thinking outside the box, you know.
It really is outside the box as fuck. But then when you hear it, you go, I guess that makes sense. But it's not going to stay cold for the whole night. That's my one.
Yeah, your body will help thaw it out. It's look, it's not a bad idea. I look personally, I probably would have gone like maybe portable aircon.
Yeah, that's what I'm running. But yeah, not everyone can afford that shit. So chuck the blankie in the freezer.
Yeah, at least maybe like an ice pack that you just sit on the chest or something.
Cold washer.
Yeah.
Oh shit, good on your B-dub.
That's why there's only one.
Gabe Blue, how you going?
Good,
Dumb
brother.
cunt calling back in again. I'm back.
Good.
Just got to put a question out to the Blooniverse. Is it just me, or is everyone else's Instagram
I
for
heard
you
about
page
this.
and reels and shit just turned into fucking like gnarly gore and death shit and like fights and that? Like mine, I'm not into that at all. I don't look at it. You'd see
Come on.
the occasional fucking little bit every now and then, but happened yesterday, which was Wednesday. My For You page and shit just turned flat out into just everything sensitive content, and everything was either a fight or someone gets stoned or fucking hectic shit.
Oh,
So I know, is that happening to anyone else? Or and also, Gabe,
yes.
orange and poppy seed muffins. Are you serious? Are you been living under a fucking rock your whole life? That's
I feel you.
a pretty basic muffin and a pretty fucking delicious one too. You owe Blue an apology for calling him gay for liking him. Anyway, love you boys. Bye.
All right, so a few things. Did he say an origin prophecy muffin?
It did sound that. He tried to say orange and poppy seed
Oh,
is what he was going for.
dude, I was thinking like a fortune cookie, but like you bite into it, it's a muffin,
And
and
who's
it's just
gonna
like
win instead of orange?
It's just like Tino anytime try score, and you're like, all right, bet the house on it. The For You page, I have a theory about this, DC, and I get the feeling that somewhere along the line when Musk bought Twitter and started up in the ante with crazy shit, that Zuckerberg felt like he needed to get his dick out in a big way, in a public way. So he was like, well, we can show some rowdy shit too. And then that's where you get junkies who steal a e-scooter getting T-boned by a car, which I do love to see. But then, like, I think what else is happening is you might be getting some mates that are sending some rowdy shit through to you as well, and that's fucking up your algorithm. Because I did a test on that, as we spoke about earlier, and yeah, now all we're getting is hot AI bitches. So thankfully, mate, I don't know if you have seen this, but there is a feature where you can reset the algo. So if,
I have heard about that.
yeah, so if that's not tickling your fancy, if you don't like seeing, you know, Punjabis, you know, getting fucking
Hammered by a train.
hammered by a train, or, you know, public
What are you
school
doing on
kids,
the train tracks anyway?
public school kids screaming Allah Akbar at a Sydney Granville school, then you can reset the algo.
So here's more specifically what he was talking about. I've heard it from a couple of people. It happened this week where like it was Wednesday and everyone's algorithm kind of just turned into that. So like there's things like what you're talking about. You get them every now and then, sensitive content. But it was a thing that on Wednesday, a bunch of people's accounts, like they just got hammered with it.
Yeah, actually, I had a friend send me like a screenshot of a reel, and every reel that he went to watch was like sensitive.
So that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just happened to a bunch of people on a Wednesday, and then Instagram fixed it. But yeah, you weren't alone, DC. I know it was happening. It didn't happen to me, or maybe I just wasn't scrolling much that day. But I did hear about it.
Yeah. Interesting times.
But yeah, you know what I mean. Maybe just try resetting the algo because Indians getting cleaned up by like boxes in warehouses and stuff. It's like, oh shit, I can't do it, bro. I can't do it.
Did you see the Lebanese bloke who was leaving like a hardware store and he went to sneak under the railing of like the boom gate, and the boom gate automatically opened and started like picking.
He got
him
his
up,
pants
got
and his
pants
shirt. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a Sydney comedian called Fatty Yusuf. So shout out to Fatty.
That was staged.
No, that's not staged.
Oh.
That legitimately happened. And like,
But he just happened to be a comedian.
yeah, he just happened.
Oh,
to be a
that
comedian.
rules. You'd be stoked if that happened to you
Yeah.
when you're a comedian.
He's like, finally, a video of me gets 2 million views.
And I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. That's
Shout
funny as
out
fuck.
Fatty Yusuf.
Bluey, young Gabrielle. It's Pelican Point Peanut here. I am currently fucking hungover to the fucking ball bag. I live about half an hour out of town where I am, and I'm currently driving up to the hospital because we had our little baby girl yesterday, and I managed to be able to sneak out and wet the baby's head, and turns out that it's fucking bigger than what I thought it was going to be. I tell you what, I can't wait to get back to that hospital and just fucking sleep for a couple of hours. Anyway, boys, that's it.
What a
fucking
loose
look
cunt.
forward to it, Blue. I had a little girl like you're gonna, so it's fucking unreal, eh? Anyway, all right, boys, bye.
Is that the move? Just getting fucking blind the night your daughter's born?
I think it's a tradition.
The night of?
Yeah. I know a lot of fellas waited a few weeks to have their wedding of the heads.
Yeah.
This goes to show two things. One, that he's a man of tradition, and I respect that. And number two, he's got a down-ass bitch for a missus that was like, I've done the hard yards, bub's all good.
Mate, if he's not walking
Go
back to a
and wet
doghouse,
the head.
then I'm not here. Can't. If I did that, if my missus was pregnant and I went and got fucking blind after she just popped out a kid, I'm fucking like getting exiled from that kid's life, I reckon.
Yeah, like that's why I said like it takes a very special young lady to accept that that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Or maybe he did a sneaky wetting of the head. So we need. I need
I
got to
go get a mate
yeah.
out of like a jam here. Like his
Yeah.
car's broke down and he just got fucking blind.
Maybe, yeah.
Came back the next day.
Give us a bit more context. Call back in. Was your missus just being an all-time legend and she was like, nah, go and do it. Be a man of tradition.
Or sneaky
Get
cunt.
blind, or did you do it on the down low and now you're paying the price and the hungover? Because there's nothing worse than when like you're trying to like hide either how drunk you are from your missus or how like you try hide from how hungover you are.
Yeah.
Like, do you have a big night? And you're like, no, it was actually pretty tame.
And yeah, just like dozing.
Yeah, I thought we could go for a 5 kilometer run this morning and get coffee afterwards. Like, sounds great.
Why are your glasses still on?
I get in my pocket.
Yes.
I'm fading for a session. This is fucking shit. I wanna punch some balls. I get in my pocket. I'm fading for a session. This is fucking shit. What do you know about getting your balls getting chopped up? I know a lot because I've had my first.
I didn't know if this is the whole thing. Oh no. Oh, it's me on Patreon.
That one's for my circumcised brothers.
Right,
So fuck-
so it's just hold on.
Psycho, can you just let the cunt fucking play? Fuck me dead. I just want to listen to the fucking thing. You remind me of that fucking English teacher.
That's a clip from me on Patreon.
Was that you rapping?
No, do yourself a favor on Spotify. You can find him on Spotify actually. Tay Two Phones, but he's mostly on SoundCloud. And he's just this young fucking kid who that was a remix to the great Thrift Shop
Yeah.
about ripping eye gets. He also has a great cover of Coming Home by P. Diddy
Yeah.
called Smoking Cones.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
And I find them fucking hilarious. And I like to review those songs over on Patreon when I'm doing a solo app.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tay Two Phones. Look that cunt up. Listen on your way home to Smoking Cones. It's on Spotify.
Okay.
Let me know what you think.
I will, because I thought initially that was someone dialing in, and I was like, I want to hear his take on this song and his parody of this song, but the audio quality wasn't fantastic.
No.
So hard to hear.
Yeah, I find that kid so fucking funny. Tay Two Phones, because it's just like a kid who's maybe out of school, maybe not even, and just making songs about smoking cones with him and his buddies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's just a grade A bit of fun.
Oh, that's it. That's every young man in this country worth their salt would be doing that. It made me think of, like, I've wanted to do a skit for a while, but I'm just so lazy with making skits of, you know how there's people that can tell you that they're wine connoisseurs.
Mm.
So they'll take a sip of like wine and they'll be like, oh, that's a Shiraz.
The aroma of the...
Yeah. They'll be like, that's a 2014 vintage. And then they can tell you like whereabouts in the world that the grapes were grown.
Yeah.
I'd love just to do a skit of like a vape connoisseur.
Yeah.
The guy just blindfolded and he just takes a little rip and he's like,
You know what could go viral? Even like if you just faked it, like a guy blindfolded and he like picks up a couple of vapes and he just nails exactly the brand and flavor of them.
well, that's what I wanted to do. So he'd be like, oh, that's definitely, that's an I get, that's a bar vape. That's double apple. Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, ding,
Yeah,
correct.
ding.
Yeah, that would be fucking, that would go off, especially if you like made it seem like it was real.
Yeah.
People would buy into that shit.
It's like when an employee asks you, like, what special skills can you bring to the company? It's like, oh, blindfold me, brother. I'll guess any vape and vintage.
Yeah. Yeah. Go even back to the old QV ones.
Yeah.
That's the show, bruh. Brad, where can the people find you?
Primarily on Instagram. I do have TikTok, but I don't use it. There's like 3 videos there. Bradley Bishop with an _ on IG. I still have a day job, so please give me a follow. I'm a sad loser and I need all the help I can get. But Gabe, pleasure to come on as always, mate. Sorry to rock another Brisbane Broncos jersey for you, bud, but a 30-year-old vintage one like this that was trapped in a cupboard for a long time, I thought, you know what? If it's been in the dark for 30 years, I need to debut it on the Daily
Not
Blue.
a better time to let it shine, eh?
That's it.
That's fucking oath, guys. Rate the podcast. Actually, don't rate the podcast 5 stars because if you've been following along,
Yeah, where are you up to with this?
we're about like 100 5-star ratings from me getting a sack and crack whack. So if you've liked the podcast and given it 5 stars, just remove your rating, please. I actually don't want to do this. You can follow the podcast so you get updates when there's episodes. You can follow us at Daily Blue Weekly on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Thanks for listening.
Peace of. Dude, I tried to say peace and love and I said peace of. Just followed you from the start.
opened it with a fuck up and closed it with a fuck up.
Listen to the Sunday service wherever you get your pods.
You're my boy, Blue!